We're very close to the return of Ja Morant, and it's something I'm very excited about because that means we get to watch one of the best players in the NBA hoop again. I think because of the rise of other young guards this season, people have forgotten how great Ja is, and that's not to take away from those other young guards. They've been incredible in their own right. But I want to break down the game of Ja Morant in this video, what makes him so special, and why he's going to remind a lot of people of just how high he ranks in the NBA hierarchy this season. But quickly, before we go any further, if you're new and like basketball, I'd really appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the two best ways can help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help support the channel, and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. Anyways, let's talk about Ja Morant. In my opinion, Ja Morant is one of the 15 best players in the NBA. Over his last two seasons, he averages 26.8 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, and 7.4 assists per game on 47.9, 32.4, 75.4 splits, and a 56.6 true shooting percentage. And he's also a playoff riser. The efficiency stays around the same, but he averages 27.3 points per game, 6.8 rebounds per game, and 8.6 assists per game on 44.9, 35.7, 75.8 splits, and a 55.1 true shooting percentage over the course of his young playoff career, including 3 45-plus point performances in the postseason. In all those performances, he has high assist numbers as well. When you combine his all-NBA level play in the regular season with his ability to rise to the occasion in the playoffs, it's why I believe he's one of the best players in the NBA, and also why I'm hesitant to put these up-and-coming point guards ahead of him, simply because he's much more proven as a player than them, and is also not that much older than them either. I think what makes Ja Morant so special is his athleticism. He's explosive, he's quick, he's fast, but where I'm actually most impressed with Ja as an athlete isn't how high he can jump or how fast he is. I'm actually most impressed by his body control and flexibility, as well as contact balance. He's not the biggest player ever, stands at 6'3", but weighs only 174 pounds, but he's still elite attacking the basket. In a way, he reminds me a bit of Allen Iverson as a pure athlete. Granted, Ja is a taller player, but like Ja, Iverson was pretty skinny, but he leveraged his body control and flexibility as well as contact balance, along with great explosiveness, quickness, and speed to live as a rim pressure threat. Ja Morant is one of the best rim pressure threats in basketball. Over his last two seasons, he's in the 99th percentile in terms of rim attempts, and also is in the high 50s to low 60s in terms of rim efficiency over his last two seasons. Given the fact he's in the 98th percentile in terms of free throw attempts, I think his rim efficiency numbers are fine because he's generating a ton of offense at the rim. Morant uses his quick first step, handle, and speed to burn defenders off the bounce. He uses his explosiveness to absorb contact, uses his body control and flexibility to adjust in midair, and he's pretty strong for somebody with his frame. He's kind of like the point guard version of Chet Holmgren and Brandon Ingram in that regard. Kind of a skinny frame, but they aren't afraid of contact. Now, with Ja in particular, that's proven to be a double-edged sword given some of the injuries that he's had. But I think his handle and craft are extremely underrated. He doesn't fully rely on athleticism. He uses athleticism to be one of the, if not the best rim pressure threat in basketball, but he is capable of beating defenders without strictly relying on his athleticism. Morant's slashing ability is about more than just fun highlights. It's a legit tool in his game. He's fundamentally sound in this area, even if he's a bit reckless. He will need to tone down the reckless nature to an extent, but I don't think he should fully turn off that style of out of control reckless play, because that's part of the reason that he's such a great player. Ja Morant is going to take the screen from Steven Adams, which pushes RJ Barrett off his spot. Then he's going to hesitate, get low, putting himself at an advantage and basically making RJ Barrett useless in this situation. Then he's going to rise up, hang in the air long enough with his flexibility and body control to finish at the basket and one. What makes Ja Morant truly special goes beyond highlights, dunks, and athleticism. It's the feel for the game and playmaking that truly makes him special. He's one of the best and most underrated playmakers in the NBA, as well as one of the smartest players in the NBA. He has incredible vision, he has unreal pass manipulation, he's very creative as a passer, he understands and leverages his scoring gravity to his advantage. But what makes him so unique as a playmaker is how he thrives in chaos, and to be very clear, he thrives in chaos that he creates. In this way, he reminds me a bit of prime Russell Westbrook, another underrated playmaker that was really fun to watch, just playing at a pace that nobody else can match. And I would say, even though both of them had plays that are out of control, Morant is a more controlled player than Westbrook ever was. He has athleticism you can't teach, feel for the game you can't teach, skill and talent you can't teach. And he knows better than anyone else that you can be borderline unstoppable if you use your gifts that can't be taught, which is why I think he's one of the best playmakers in the NBA, because he combines all the intangibles you can't teach into his playmaking to do things nobody else as a playmaker can. I know the assist numbers aren't the highest, it's not like he's a 10 plus assist per game player, but he still averages anywhere from 6 to 8 assists per game for his career. And those numbers are good enough given his scoring ability. And on tape, it's very clear he's among the best playmakers in the game. This is a great example of how Ja uses his scoring leverage to his advantage. He's going to sell the drive by going into a move that suggests that he's going to accelerate to the basket. Now notice how all three defensive players are focused on him because of his threat as a driver. Now Ja uses great deceleration here, which is another big part of his game, to stop, and now he has the whole defense out of position, and Brandon Clark is wide open for a lob. I think Ja Morant is a case of recency bias because we haven't seen him play yet this season, combined with what other point guards are doing, and also just the fact that he's a polarizing player and people have very strong opinions on him, and one side is just trying to push other guards ahead of him. But while it's a real possibility those guards might be better now and long term, I don't think we can ignore what Ja has done in his NBA career up to this point, just because he hasn't played yet this season. He's younger and more proven than De'Aaron Fox, he's only a year older than Tyrese Haliburton in terms of age and NBA experience, and has proven significantly more up to this point. We always hold it against players when they can't lead teams to the playoffs, even if it's unfair and unjustified because people ignore the context of the team around them. But with Ja, he's proven himself to be capable of being the engine of a team that's at least playing good every season of his NBA career so far. He's led the Grizzlies to back-to-back second seeds in the conference, including their best record in their franchise history. And the Grizzlies being as bad as they've been without Ja is really telling about how important he is. I know he's not the only factor, Brandon Clark and Steven Adams being out is hurting this team as well, but I'm not going to overthink this. The All-NBA point guard being out is the biggest reason the Grizzlies haven't been as good. Why they've gone from being the second seed in the Western Conference to one of the worst teams in the conference. I think that's enough of a sign to show that Ja Morant at least has the value of a top 15 player in the league and is a lot closer to a superstar than people want to admit. He's proven himself at every stage. He was great as a rookie, he was great in the playoffs in year 2, and in his two most recent seasons, the Grizzlies have had some of their best seasons as a franchise. And while he might not be able to save the Grizzlies this season when he comes back because they've just been that bad, I do think they're going to be a better team with him playing, and I do think that they could make a push for the play-in tournament. but regardless, he's going to remind everyone of just how great of a player he is. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, haven't already, like, subscribe, hit notification bar, notify whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the two best ways that help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help support the channel, and I'm going to reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. Let me know what you think about Ja Morant in the comment section below. Are you excited for his debut? What do you think he's going to average this season? Can he save the Grizzlies? Let me know all that down below. But with that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.